Hey, enlightened tribe. Let me ask you a question. Does this sound familiar? Someone has clearly irritated you or crossed the line, and instead of addressing the issue and holding a boundary with them, you'll say, "Oh, I'm going to be the bigger person. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to let karma get to them. Karma always comes back." Or, "Oh, when they go low, I go high." Or, "I'm not going to block my blessings." All that sounds are excuses to not hold boundaries. I'm not saying you have to argue with everyone. Not everything deserves a fight. But when you're in certain situations, it is okay to hold a boundary. And when you don't hold boundaries, there are consequences that come with that. And I know in the title I said 5, but you know what? I'm feeling really generous today. I'm going to give a couple more in addition to the 5. So when we don't have boundaries, we end up taking a risk on losing ourselves. And more than that, we may realize that when we don't have any boundaries, that we dread looking forward to each day when we get out of bed. And this can refer to if you're at work. I know for myself, I didn't hold boundaries. This is the old job that I had, and I didn't hold boundaries. I hated going to work. I never used my voice when I should have. That could be I'm going to go into that in another video. Also, when you do not hold boundaries, you can resent others for having needs. And then when there's any kind of imbalance in our relationships, we get pissed off. We can also start to feel on edge, angry, irritable. And even though we would never, ever, ever let the person know this, but we'll let karma handle it. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Not good. Not good. Because it always comes back around. And after a while, sometimes you feel guilty or afraid when you even consider having boundaries. Yeah. And the word that stands out the most to me is guilty. I find that a lot of us, including myself, we feel guilty, especially if it's an older person and we do not want to hold a boundary, even though they will be so disrespectful. But for some reason, we feel that it would be disrespectful to hold a boundary with a toxic ass older person. Mm-mm. I get it because I used to be that person. I really do. But it comes to a point where you do not want to self-sacrifice yourself just to make someone else happy. And using these terms that I mentioned earlier, I feel like those are excuses. I know because I used to say them all. No, no, no. Let me be honest. My excuse of choice was, you know what? I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say anything. I'll let karma handle it. But in reality, I did not want to use my voice at all. That using my voice was scarier than setting a boundary, knowing I was being disrespected. So just remember, when you set a boundary, it's not your job to fix other people. And when you set a boundary, it's okay if people get angry because you're not setting the boundary for them, you're setting it for yourself. Okay. And anyone who becomes angry when you do hold a boundary, that says more about them than you. And know that it is okay to say no. And know that it's not your job to take responsibility for others. That includes their feelings. It, do I need to say that again? That includes their feelings. You should be responsible for your own feelings. When people get into that habit of looking out for others more than they look out for themselves, or simply ignore your own needs altogether, You can't tell me that resentment doesn't come in. And with that, try not to anticipate the needs of other people, and that it is your job to make you happy. You think about it, sometimes it's so much easier to make someone else happy than making our own selves happy. That's literally like laying on top of a railroad track and you just waiting for the train to run you over. And just know that nobody has to agree with you as long as you are happy. And you have the right to have your own feelings for whatever boundary that you have. And this is why it's important to get to know self, true self, because a lot of us, I didn't realize I was this person, but I was so disconnected from my feelings because I was so busy just doing instead of being in my own feelings. So because I was so disconnected to my own feelings, but it was so easy to connect to other people's feelings. In closing, just know that you are enough. Let me know what you all think about. Drop it in the comments. Let me know what your favorite choice of excuse to not hold a boundary. Remember, this is a judge-free zone, so let me know. Um, just drop them in the comment section. Let me know how does it make you feel when you get ready to hold a boundary. I before I go, I can give you my example. I would feel mad nervous. Oh my God. I would feel agitated. No, let me back up. I would feel agitated after the fact because when I didn't hold the boundary, then I would be agitated to myself. Oh, I should have said this. I could have said that. And then that mind, I'm just thinking so much in my mind. I'm recreating the whole argument in my head, 5 different ways it could have gone if I would have just opened my mouth, but I did not. Also, let me know in the comments if you have experienced older people that it's kind of difficult to hold boundaries with because we feel guilty. Um, in a private Facebook group, I will share my personal account. I won't put it out here. You have to go meet me in the private Facebook group. But just to let you know, sometimes it hurts. Sometimes it hurts holding a boundary. But are we willing to hurt our own selves? Sacrifice our own selves just to make another person happy? So drop it in the comments. Let me know what you all think. I'm very curious to hear from you. Make sure before we do anything that you like, subscribe, and share this video. All right, Enlightened Tribe.